Good morning, welcome aboard the Massey Shaw fireboat and the cruise space, where we're going to hold another of our sessions about unique parts of the Massey Shaw fireboat's history. Today we're going to be talking about the ship's bell. Now, the ships from many years have had bells as part of their unique processes on board. The ship's bell is used to tell the time, it's used for summoning assistance and many other functions, and one of those we're going to be talking about in a bit more depth in the next part of this session, and that's involving the bell and baptisms. Initially, this bell is the third bell that we're aware of on the Massey Shaw. The original one that came with the commission of the boat in 1935 unfortunately was lost when the boat sunk in 1987. It was then replaced, and unfortunately in the 1990s, when the boat was moored up at Woolwich, we had some vandals got onto the boat, and quite a lot of damage was done, and during that particular piece the bell was stolen as well. So that has then been replaced, and the bell that we have in front of us now is the one that we use. So why is it important? Well, in the initial bell would have been some names engraved, and they were the people that had actually been baptised on this vessel. So the bell is an important integral part of its history. The cradle that you see it sitting in there, it was made by a member of our volunteer crew, and is used to assist in the baptismal service. But we are pleased to keep the bell and continue its use in further years to come, for both its original purpose, to sound the time on the boat and to use, but also for its unique purpose on this vessel, to become part of our christening ceremony. In front of us now we have two pieces of equipment that are used in the baptismal service. Starting off with the ship's bell, which you can see currently is in its normal position, as it would be with ready to be used. But in the case of a baptism, it's inverted on this stand, and I'll just show you how that works. So we take the bell itself and we tip it upside down, and normally we will then remove the rope bell pull like so, and place that down so that the bell itself can be used for the holy water, etc., and also will later on be used as a receptacle for the name of the person that was being baptised. Alongside it here we have the cross and two receptacles either side for holy water or oil that can be used during the service as well. And both of these unique props supporting the bell were made by one of our volunteers many years ago. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but as you can see, it was very well made, and over the years has been very well used. So how did we learn about the baptisms on board? Well, it's by accident. On the trip that the Massey Shaw made up to Oxford in the 1980s to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Captain Sir Massey Shaw, who the boat is named after. On our way back, as we were going through one of the locks, a lady and her husband came alongside us in their small motor launch, and asked us whether or not we knew anything about the baptisms that had taken place on the fireboat. None of us had ever heard the story before. This lady introduced herself as Colleen Massey Shaw, also one of the distant relatives of Captain Sir Massey Shaw, and she explained that her father had been involved on the fireboats during the 1950s, and she had actually been baptised on board. She explained how the service had worked, and we were very interested. We took some notes, and we thought this would be a great way of continuing in this unique practice. So since that period of time in the 1980s, a number of baptisms, in fact 19, have actually happened on board the vessel. And what happens is that the person that wishes to be baptised They don't have to be connected with the fire service, but we would normally invite them to bring along their own priest or a minister to facilitate, or we would ask the brigade chaplain at the time to help. The service itself would normally be on board the vessel, and the vessel could be moored at various places along the Thames, and from that we would then have the service itself. They could invite guests, etc. along, and utilise the resources that we have. And at the end of that service, the name of that individual would normally be recorded in earlier times inside the ship's bell, but we've actually got a plaque that has their names on them, which we keep on board the vessel, and that keeps that unique process together. But certainly it's brought a great deal of interest to the vessel, and we're very pleased to keep in contact with all those individuals who've had their baptism on board. But that all came about from a chance meeting on the return from Oxford all those many years ago. We haven't had many recent baptisms on board, but certainly if you'd like to think about that and believe that you would like to have your loved ones baptised with us, then please get in contact with us via the website www.masseyshaw.org. We look forward to hearing from you.